All right. So we started recording the session. So again, welcome everybody to the Spring One low residency online orientation for our new international students at Avila University. I'm Dr. Andrew Vogel, the PDSO here at Avila University, and we're so proud that you've chosen Avila University for your higher education. And so go Eagles. And so today we have an all-star team here to present some information about our primarily our graduate programs, low residency graduate programs. So if you have any questions, just please put them into the chat, and Jaime will address those with rapid speed. And then our academic advisor and guru of pretty much all things, Tracy Jones, will lead our presentation today. So Tracy, you want to take it away?
Sure, thanks for the introduction. Yeah, my name is Tracy Jones. I'm an academic advisor, academic success coach in the STEM program. We have a couple of different advisors which we'll introduce to you. We're just going to go over some basics of the program, some policies, rules, etc. So let's go ahead and get started. Andrew, I don't seem to be able to share my screen.
All right, let's have a look here. Let's see here. Let's see. Looks like I made you a presenter. Let me try again. All right.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right, guys, can everybody see my screen here in this presentation?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, awesome. Okay, here we go. So we're going to be talking about a few things today: communication, your student accounts, programs, residency days, which is important for you guys because you're hybrid students. We'll talk a little bit about working while you're a student. Again, we'll have some time at the end for Q&A, but if you have any questions, just put those in the chat. Okay, so some people, we have Jaime Fuentes. He's the program director for this STEM program. He's manning the chat. We have Dr. Wendy Aker. So if you are in the MBA program or any of the STEM MBA programs, she is your academic advisor. Wendy, are you with us? Oh, okay. Well, she was here.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry. I apologize. I'm here. I'd like to say welcome to everyone, and I want you to come to the Avila main campus for your first residency so I can meet you face to face.
Yes. Thank you, Wendy. So I am Tracy Jones, one of the academic success coaches. The three programs that I advise are computer science, data science, and engineering operations. So when you guys are enrolled in those programs, you will receive a message from me regarding your enrollment. So if you have any questions really about anything, or you're not sure who to contact, you can just contact me, your advisor, or Wendy if she's your advisor. So we also have Daniel Kapp. He is another academic success coach for the STEM program. If you are enrolled in artificial intelligence, business analytics, cybersecurity, or digital marketing, he is your advisor. So you can reach out to him with any questions you have. We have Aishwarya Shible. She is, for the moment, the academic success coach for psychology, kinesiology, and strategic communication. She is going to be going on paternity leave. She's having a baby soon. So if you are in those programs, you'll be informed of who you need to contact for advising. So Andrew, do you want to introduce some of your folks?
All right. This is Lonnie Coleman Jr. He's one of our DSO here at Avila University, and so he helps to produce I-20s for students, and he also advises international students on their F1 visa compliance. And he's also working for the College of Innovative Programs and Graduate Studies as an advisor. So he can also he's also starting a new role. So I'm sure you'll hear more from Lonnie soon. And next we've got Monica Lomax. This is a funny picture of Monica. She's always a laugh. So she is the coordinator for CPT OPT, and so she is particularly useful for those of you who would like to do internships, such as CPT. And if you're thinking about doing CPT for this semester, be sure to contact her as soon as possible, especially for Spring 1. And then once you graduate, she'll be able to help you with OPT. So she's really good at what she does. Thanks. And me. And let's see. So yep, I'm the PDSO, so I kind of overlook all of our DSO. And so any kind of reinstatements that you might come in, need my assistance with, any RFEs, requests for additional information, I'm happy to write letters for you, any kind of CVIS requests. And that's what I'm here for, 24 hours a day, 365 days a week.
Thank you. Okay, so since you guys are hybrid students, communication with us and being remote is very important. So we want to make sure that you can contact the specific person to address your issue or your question. Okay, so we have lots of different contacts here. If you have any issues logging into your accounts, there's something going on with the website, the program, anything to do with your credentials, you want to contact IT at help desk. Your accounts, this is going to be really important. Anything to do with your fees or billing, payment plans, you want to contact David Clarkson. He is our CIPGS person in the business office. He's specifically for our students. Any questions related to your CVIS, I-20, you want to contact your DSO. This general email, international, goes to everybody. And so they will get back to you. Any questions as we introduce Monica. Monica is responsible for CPT, OPT. If you have any questions, if you have a question about a break, taking a break during the semester, you want to contact Monica. You can contact your advisor as well. Anything related to your classes, kind of general questions, you're not sure who to contact your academic advisor and we can direct you. All students are required to have health insurance. The default insurance for students is Lurmark, and Ben Gillespie is the contact for Lurmark. So if you have any insurance questions, you want to contact him. So as you see, we have specific contacts for each sort of issue or area of your studies here. We have some guidelines that we would really appreciate all students following. We bring this up because a lot of students don't follow these. And we really appreciate you paying attention to these email etiquette guidelines. I think, first of all, just keep in mind that emails are a professional form of communication. So when you are communicating with anybody here at the university, you want to keep that in mind. An email is not a text message, so it should be somewhat formal, and you should follow general email guidelines. Number one, as soon as you guys are enrolled, I know a lot of you are already, you want to make sure you use your Avila student email. This is to identify you, and we want to make sure all of this communication is internal. So you cannot use your personal email to communicate with us. Message only one recipient. So if you have a question, again, we gave you the specific contacts for different departments. If you're not sure who to contact, just contact your academic advisor. If you're my advisee, just contact me and I can direct you somewhere else. But please do not copy multiple people. We have if you copy 5 people on your email, that's 5 emails in 5 different inboxes. And usually that the message only pertains to one person. And so likely those people are going to forward it to somebody else. So we want to also keep in mind that we get a lot of emails. I came in yesterday after the break, I had 130 emails. which was actually quite low compared to, I know, some of my colleagues after the break. But we get a lot of emails and we want to get back to you as soon as possible. So helping us by just sending one message to one person is really, really helpful. Again, please make sure there's some formality in your email, a greeting, a clear message. A lot of times students don't include enough information for me to be able to respond to them. So think about that before you send an email. What kind of details might we need in order to respond to your question or your request? So there are never too many details. Please be patient. We don't, Andrew said he's on call for 24 hours a day. He does sleep. We all do. We generally work from 8 to 5. So please be patient. If you email me at midnight, I'm not going to respond to you at midnight. I'll be sleeping. So please be patient outside of working hours, especially weekends. We are hosting this meeting here on Teams, and we have a student Teams group. You'll be using Teams for your synchronous class sessions, but we ask you not to contact people here at the university using Teams. Teams is the internal communication that we use to talk to each other, but for students, we appreciate that you just use email to contact us. So I mentioned that we have a student Teams channel. Those of you who are enrolled by Dan or myself should have received this QR code. So this is just a channel that we use to post information. A lot of this goes out by email as well, but it's just a way to make sure everybody is up to date on important details about the program. So if you haven't already, please join this team and keep in touch with us. All right, so let's talk about your student accounts. These are going to be very important. When you log in, and most of you probably already have, you want to make sure you set up your account as soon as possible. You're going to see MyAU, campus email, and Canvas. Those are the three main areas that you guys are going to be using. Navigate, we don't use so much, so you don't need to worry about that at the moment. So again, you should have received login instructions, set up your account upon enrollment. Again, if you have any issues, just contact IT at Help Desk. MyAU, you're going to find in there your schedule. You're going to find when you finish your classes, you're going to find your grades. Billing information is in there. So MyAU, playing around with that and exploring that, those different parts of it. There's a lot of stuff in MyAU. So I would take the time now to familiarize yourself with everything that's in there. Campus email, as I said, students need to use their campus email to communicate with us. You need to check your email often because, again, we send important information to your, once you're enrolled, we send that information exclusively to your student accounts. And your campus email also gives you access to Microsoft apps like Microsoft Word, Excel that you can use for your assignments. Canvas. So Canvas is where you're going to find all of the information related to your courses. All of you should have been enrolled in an orientation course. So you want to take some time and go through those modules to familiarize yourself with how everything works in the program. For each of your classes, you'll see all the course information, syllabus, materials, assignments, links to join the synchronous sessions, all of that will be there. Just keep in mind that now that you guys are being enrolled, some of you might not yet be enrolled. Once you're enrolled in our system, it takes another 24 hours for that system to sync with Canvas. And in the future, if we're adding classes or dropping classes, it takes 24 hours for those to sync. What you also need to be aware of at the moment is that your Canvas course page for each class is only visible when the instructor publishes the course. And so you might be enrolled, but your course might not be on Canvas. First, you want to check MyAU and see your schedule so you can see the classes that you're enrolled in. If you are enrolled in those classes, but your class is not on Canvas, it is most likely that the instructor has not yet published the course, so you can't see it. So don't panic. If we get, everything should be visible for you next week. If it's not, then please let your academic advisor know. All right, so again, how do you check your enrollment? Here's a short video that you can see your schedule, you always want to check your enrollment in MyAU first. So go to academic. And when you scroll down, you're going to see your schedule. And you want to click on View Details. So here you can see, this is a great example. You can see the class that you're enrolled in. Most importantly, one of the things you want to look at here are the dates. So these dates will tell you the session. So for example, this was fall 1 and this was fall 2. So when you look at your enrollment, you can see which class is spring 1. That class should be on Canvas. Your spring 2 class will not be on Canvas until nearer to spring 2. So you always want to check your enrollment here on MyAU first, and then you can check on Canvas. Okay. So transcripts, once we advisors get a lot of questions. How many classes do I have left to take? Which classes have been transferred? Which classes possibly have been waived? All of that information you can find in your academic transcript. So this short video just shows you where to find that. There's a lot of clicking to get there, but you'll find your degree audit in here. For most of you, especially for STEM, this section here will be divided. You'll have your management subjects and you'll have your STEM subjects. They'll be separated. But what you can see here is this is your degree audit. So when you finish a class, when you pass the class, you'll see a little check here that says met. If you've transferred a class, you'll see also met, and you'll see the course code that you transferred from your previous university. Again, if any of your classes are waived, it'll also be noted here. What you want to make sure you check at the end of each session, your instructors will put in a letter grade. You'll see on Canvas a percentage. That is your score on Canvas, the percentage. But then that equates to a letter grade. So at the end of each session, your instructor will put the letter grade in here. You must have a C to pass your classes. If you get below a C, you have failed the class. You have to repeat it. But what you can see here is that the student earned A in the class. We have had situations where the instructor puts in the wrong grade. So a student has 100% on Canvas, but they have an F in MyAU. So it's very important that you check your grades here and make sure they match the percentage that you have in Canvas. Teachers make mistakes too. So you always want to double check that. And you can see which classes you have left to take, which are not met. So it gives you an idea of how many credits you have left to take to finish the program. Paying your bills, very, very important, extremely important. We have some new guidelines for students this semester in terms of payment. All of your Spring 1 and Spring 2 fees are due at the beginning of Spring 1. They're due now. So it's very important that you pay your fees. You'll find this information under Finances in the Finances section of MyAU. You can pay through the portal. You can set up a payment plan. All of those details are there. If you have any questions about your account, you have to contact David Clarkson in the business office. Nobody else outside of the business office has access to your account information. I can only see if you have a hold on your account for not paying your fees, but I can't see how much you owe. I can't see any of those itemized details. So David Clarkson in the business office. Any questions about your bill, fees, payment plan, etc., you want to contact him. Okay, so again, this is super important. Your fees are due now at the beginning of Spring 1. There is a payment plan. Again, you can get that information from the business office. You should already have that information. If your fees are not paid, your classes will be dropped and possibly your CVs will be terminated. So it's extremely important that you pay your fees. If you have some issues paying your fees, it's very important that you communicate that with the business office. All right, so on the website, you have access, you guys being remote. Of course, we have a library here on campus, but you guys being hybrid will need access to a database for research, etc. All of these resources are here available to you on the library page. Your student account gives you access to all of these things. So take some time and look around at all of these resources. Okay, program. So we have some terminology that is sometimes confusing, even we get confused about these different terms. But in general, high residency or high-res student is someone who is enrolled in on-campus classes. Very often the student is also living on campus. We also have low residency or hybrid, which I believe are all of you guys, and you're enrolled in hybrid classes, which means that most of your classes meet online as synchronous sessions, asynchronous work as well, and then you have a requirement to attend residency days each session. And again, this for advising purposes, your enrollment type and your housing requirement are two sort of separate ideas. But for you guys, your hybrid. Okay, so let's see. When you guys were enrolled, you received academic audit, a kind of general or tentative degree plan that kind of maps out your studies. Again, keep in mind that that is tentative. It depends on a lot of things, how many classes you take, whether you don't take classes in certain sessions, but it's just tentative. It's just a guideline. So each semester, fall, summer, spring, those are all divided into two 8-week sessions. So we have fall 1, fall 2, spring 1, spring 2. Again, since you guys are hybrid, your classes will be meeting online. Each of your instructors will set a day and a time for your synchronous session. So you want to find that information on Canvas. If you're not sure when your class actually meets, you want to reach out to your instructor. Residency. So as I said, because you guys are not physically on campus, you are required to attend residency days. And so every 8 weeks, every session, we have a 2-day residency day event that you guys will attend. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. If you're enrolled in classes, you must remain in the US. If you leave the US without informing anyone, your CUS will be terminated. You must get authorization. If you have a situation where you have to leave, you have to get authorization from your DSO to be able to do that. If you are traveling, anytime you travel outside of the US, even if it's during a summer break, you're not taking classes, you still need a travel I-20 to be able to leave the country. Again, if you are taking classes in fall or spring, you need to get approval if you're requesting a break for any reason. So again, in fall and spring, you must take a minimum of 6 credits. Now, sometimes there's confusion about the number of credits that is required. It is up to the university to set the minimum or maximum number of credits. So very often students see online that another university is requiring a different number or there's a minimum number. That does not necessarily apply to Avila. So our minimum is 6 credits per semester. That's fall and spring. You must take at least 6 credits. If you go below that, you must have authorization to take less. Okay, and we have a max of 12 credits, but that depends on your GPA. Otherwise, the max is 9 credits. So basically, if you received all A's in the previous semester, then you can take up to 12 credits. If you have B or less, then you can only take 9 credits. In summer, you are not required to take classes. It's totally up to you. You can take summer 1, summer 2, off, take classes, not take classes. It's totally up to you. So we'll be sending out, for the STEM students, we'll be sending out a preference form. We'll explain all of this to you and you can indicate what you want to do for summer. But you are not required to take classes. You don't need permission to not take classes. The only authorization you would need is travel authorization if you plan to leave the US. And again, if you're requesting a break for fall or spring, then you need to communicate with your advisor about that. So in terms of enrollment, your academic advisors will enroll you. Students do not enroll themselves in classes. So what we do is we ask for your preferences, currently students can request the number of credits they take each semester. So we'll ask you how many credits you want to take, if you are continuing hybrid classes or you want to take on-campus classes. But students at this point do not choose the specific classes that they take. They don't choose when they take them in session 1 or session 2. You just indicate how many credits you want to take and what type of class you're taking. We enroll you based on the classes that are available and the classes you have left to take in your audit. So those are how preferences work at the moment. Again, first semester students, all of you are brand new, so you can only take 6 credits, and this is just to get you guys familiar, comfortable with the workload. From summer, you guys can take, again, up to 9 or 12 credits. Just note that we only allow 2 Cs in the program, and that includes any classes that you might transfer. If you transfer a class in which you received a C, that counts as one of the 2 Cs. If you receive a 3rd C, you would have to repeat that class, and you can only repeat 2 classes during the program. So we want to make sure we're getting A's and B's and being proactive about our coursework. So what you guys should be doing right now is logging onto Canvas, making sure you can log in. If your course is currently published, you want to check out the syllabus, go over all that information. The kind of assignments that you should expect include discussions, readings, research and writing assignments. These will vary by the class, but those are generally the types of assignments you'll be doing. If your class requires a textbook, that will be noted on the syllabus. If you're not sure, you can contact the instructor. There is no specific website that you are required to purchase your textbook from. Here we have a list of sites that you can use to purchase or to rent your textbook each semester, but just note that these are often required for courses, not all courses, and not having them may impact your ability to pass the class. So you want to make sure that you are purchasing the textbooks. Okay, so we have issues. We have some issues with students, and students come from very different backgrounds all over the world. And so their kind of expectations, academic behavior or conduct may vary. But it's very important that everybody understand coming into this program that we take misuse of AI, we take plagiarism extremely seriously. And instructors are very diligent about identifying it and passing those students on to us for academic misconduct. All of your work should be your own. When you put your name on something and you submit an assignment, that content should be your own. There should be your own words and ideas. I think one thing to keep in mind, I know that as international students, some students have higher levels of English ability than others, and more confidence in their language ability than others. I don't think your instructors expect your work to be perfect in terms of grammar or linguistically, but they expect those ideas, the content, to be your own. So as long as you're doing your own work and expressing your own ideas, demonstrating your own skills, that's really what your instructors are looking for. If you are generating AI content, presenting that as your own, if you're copying from someone else's assignment, that's not going to end well for you. And that's going to end up putting you on an academic misconduct list. And there are repercussions to that. You could fail the course, you could be expelled from the university. So do your own work. It's very simple. If you need help, there are lots of resources. Here you can see Avila Life. We have tutoring, and you can access those as hybrid students. There are a lot of resources for you to get help if you need it. And of course, you always want to communicate with your instructor. I think this is one of the biggest things. For some reason, students, and again, this comes back, I think, to their academic background, sometimes reluctant to communicate with instructors. I taught English for 20 years, and I can tell you that students who ask a million questions and students who proactively ask for help, those are the best students for me, because it demonstrates to me, or it demonstrates certainly in our culture, that you care about your success. To be kind of isolated and try to do everything on your own, we all need help. I need help all the time. So I think that's an important life skill and certainly an important academic skill is to ask for help. Contact your instructor. Ask your instructor for help. If there's something you don't understand, asking that question demonstrates to them that you care about your success. You want to be successful in the class. So the more you can do to get that help, the better off you're going to be and the more successful you're going to be. One of the biggest issues that we have with students here in our program are missing deadlines. And again, this may come down to prior academic experiences, but here it's very important. If you have a deadline, an assignment deadline, and you miss that deadline, your instructor is not obligated to accept your work because you set a deadline, that's when it's due. So if the deadline passes and you don't submit your work for whatever reason, your instructor does not have to take it, and most likely you're going to get a 0. It's very important if you see some reason that you cannot meet a deadline and life happens. You guys are not here in a vacuum. You're living your lives. People get sick, things happen, families, especially being far away, there can be stress and things come up. If you, for some reason, feel that you cannot meet a deadline for, even if it's a small assignment, an important assignment, contact your instructor before the deadline and communicate with them. It may be possible for you to get an extension. But again, once the deadline passes, it's really up to your instructor whether or not they're going to take it. And most likely they're not going to take it. So that's very, very important for you to be aware of. We've had students who check out for weeks and weeks in the course and try to turn in everything at the end. That's not going to work. So just keep that in mind. Again, check out this website. We have lots of resources available to you. Again, whatever support you need throughout the program, please be proactive and you can reach out to your academic success coach and we can try to guide you. Okay. However, keep in mind, we cannot overrule instructors in terms of accepting your work or changing your grade. That's completely up to the instructor. So again, they're your first point of contact. Okay. Let's talk about residency days because you guys will be attending these. Again, these are required. If you miss, I believe you're allowed to miss up to one residency, but otherwise, if you miss residency, you don't attend, this could affect your CVIS and your visa status. So in the next week or two, you guys will be receiving an email with a registration form. You have to sign up, make sure you register for your residency day every 8 weeks. Typically these are Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, but it just depends on the location and the schedule. For you guys, because you are brand new hybrid students, in spring 1, you must attend residency here in Kansas City. So we want you guys to meet us. We want to meet you. We want to familiarize you with all of our services here, get to know everybody. So from spring 1, everybody must attend, all new students must attend residency here in KC. After, from spring 2, you can go to any location you want. If you're a transfer student, then you may attend at any location. But if you're a brand new student to the US, you must attend here in KC. You want to make sure that, first of all, when you register, be aware of the schedule. All the times will be in that information that is sent to you. Schedule your flights with sufficient time to get to the location where you need to be on time. You can't be late because you have a late flight or an early flight. You can't leave early. So you need to book your flights, hotel, transportation, all of that stuff. Organize that well ahead of time so that you don't miss any of the scheduled activities. These are the dates. We have more and more locations now. Again, you guys will be attending, most of you will be attending spring 1. So you have 2 dates, February 20th and 21st and 27, 28. You only need to attend one of these 2. So when you receive the registration form, just pick one of those dates. Again, from spring 2, you can go to any of these locations. So general schedule, typically 8 to 5 for day 1 and day 2. These times depend on the location. So just keep that in mind. Again, what are you going to be doing at these 2 days for residency days? There are lectures, there are speakers, there are networking activities, there are assignments that you have to complete in order to get the credit for these days. So you want to make sure that you participate and you're prepared. Again, attendance is super important, participation, very important. You're marked off for tardiness, so don't be late. And that includes returning from lunch or other activities throughout the day. Make sure you're attentive. Sometimes we have a big room of students and they aren't always listening, often talking amongst themselves. So please be respectful of the presenters and the people who are organizing and leading these events. That's really important. Make sure you're engaged. And most importantly, bring a laptop. All of your activities will involve online work, so you want to make sure that you're prepared with your devices. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly talk about CPT. You guys can work while you're a student. You're limited to on-campus work, or you can do a CPT. So CPT has to be, it's an internship, it can be paid or not paid. It must be related to your major. So your first contact is Monica. If you have an offer letter, and I'm going to give you guys a QR code for the handbook for CPT, you can check that out. But your first point of contact is Monica. She's going to get everything going for you. She'll reach out to your academic advisor to confirm that your CPT is actually related to your major, and then she'll get everything else going for you. In terms of advising, what I want students to know is that you, at the end of all your programs, for the STEM programs, you have MG 695, which is a research class. It's your final research project. CPT, if you're doing CPT for basically 1 year, 48 weeks, you earn 1 credit for each semester. So you need to do it for a full year in order to earn 3 credits. So BU 695 is basically a sort of reporting class. You're just going to report on what you're doing in your CPT. So if you're able to do that for a whole year, then you can replace MG 695. You don't have to take that. You can also do CPT and not earn credit. So if you're only doing it for a short time, you may choose not to earn credits for it. So it's really up to you. Of course, you could do CPT for the experience and not earn credit. And a CPT could lead to an OPT after you graduate. So there are lots of options in terms of CPT. But again, your first point of contact is Monica. These are sort of some basic steps that you have to follow for the CPT process. The first part is getting that offer, applying for jobs and actually being offered a position. And then Monica and I will walk you, your advisor will walk you through the process. So just a kind of timeline, it doesn't happen overnight, so you want to be really prepared with all of your documents. And all of this information is in the workshop. There's a great video workshop. You can see the QR code for here. And the CPT handbook has all the information you need related to your CPT and the process. Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Andrew.
Thanks so much, Tracy Jones. That was really a great orientation. Tracy's a rock star. Go Eagles. So let's see here. Right. So I just wanted to remind you, some of you were waiting on your evaluation and you've not yet paid your deposit. So we've already emailed you the final steps for enrollment. So just follow those instructions. And then once we receive your decision from admissions, then we'll move you forward. Okay. Right. So I think I'm going to share a new presentation. Yeah. Okay. All right. So is everyone able to see my presentation all right? Okay, thanks. Okay, so let's see here. Right. So let's see. Are you able to see the main presentation or the side window? Main presentation? Okay.
Side window.
Side window. All right, that's fine. Okay, so let's see here. So at Avila University, we had, oh, sorry, everybody. We recently won a cricket tournament, an intercollegiate cricket tournament. It was the Fall Classic Cricket Cup, and so that's something we're really proud of. So you'll be able to witness the hallowed grounds of our cricket pitch when you come to Avila University at some point. So we're really proud of that. And although you likely won't be able to get involved with, intramural sports and stuff, know that it's always an option for you to come to Avila University. We have very affordable housing here, great meal plans and so forth. So very affordable place to live. And you could get that traditional university experience. Okay, so anyway, you know a lot about our staff. And so we already introduced myself, Monica, Lonnie. We also have another DSO named Courtney Wheeler. She's a new DSO, and so she helps to endorse travel I-20. So if you're leaving the country, you submit a form, and then she will take care of that for you within 24 hours. And then we also have Sebastian Dantzler. He's a DSO, soon to be DSO, and he's new, and he helps with admissions. And we also have a few other staff, Raf, and others that help us with in supporting international students at Avila University. So, there's certain things that we so the DSO are here to basically to help you in everything in relation to international education. Okay, and particularly in maintenance of your F1 visa status in the United States. So, of course, you can always reach out to us. We're your primary contact with any kind of issues related to CVIS or your compliance with USCIS. And we help to manage your record. So if you have a change of address, if you change your major, if you need an extension on your I-20 because you took a semester off or something and you need to extend your the dates on your I-20, we can help you to do all those things and update all of those things for you in the Student and Exchange Visitor Information System, which is SEVIS. Okay. All of you are grad students, and many of you are transfer students in the United States, so I'm sure many of you are already familiar with these things. But DSO also helped to issue the Form I-20, particularly helpful for all of you because of CPT and OPT. We can give you a new I-20 with those endorsements. Whenever you're leaving the United States, you need to inform us so that we can make sure that you have everything's in order for your to leave the United States and to come back. Particularly getting back into the United States is the primary concern for us. So you need to have a travel endorsed I-20. You need to make sure your visa and passport are valid and not expired. And so all of these things we can help you. And even after you graduate, sometimes you will pursue other opportunities, perhaps different university to go on to further your higher education, or you will maybe get H-1B and work professionally in the United States. So we can help you through all of those processes as well. Right, so maintaining your visa compliance, F1 visa, it's quite simple. You need to, as Tracy mentioned, have full-time enrollment. So at Avila University, we are a private school, so CVIS allows us to determine the credit hours for graduate students. So typically it's 9 credit hours for public institutions per semester, but at Avila we're able to have 6 credit hours per semester per 16 weeks. And so if you wish to take more, as Tracy mentioned, you are able to, but you must maintain full-time status, which is 1 3 credit hour class every 8 weeks. Okay, and so of course with our low residency hybrid option, you must attend the residency weekends. If you fail to attend a residency weekend, then your CVIS will be, your F1 status will be terminated, and we hate to do that to students. So if you do have some extenuating circumstances, and it happens sometimes, emergency situation where you get sick or you get ill, or you have some kind of emergency, then you need to notify us 3 days in advance, and then we can work with you. However, you're only able to miss one residency weekend from an emergency. So if you're unluckily facing several emergencies, then your CVIS will be terminated, and then you'll need to leave the country within 15 days. Now, we hate doing that. Like I mentioned, it's the worst part of this job. So please help us to maintain your status. Okay, and so obviously those physical attendance is required at residency weekends for the entire duration of the weekend. So you're not able to leave early. You need to submit all the work. You need to check in both days, and then you do all that, and it's quite simple. Okay, so let's see. You need to yes, keep us informed of any changes, particularly those related to address, major, or your academic standing within 10 days. So it's not uncommon for students to change, like, I changed an apartment. So you really need to maintain your address. So if you have a change of address, then you need to let us know, because USCIS always wants to know where you are. And I feel like this will be particularly important during the new administration, the new president and the administration coming in the next month or so. So please keep us updated on that. Okay. And then you need to monitor your program end dates. And if you, you'll have a start and end date on your I-20. And so if you're not going to graduate on that end date, then you need to let us know, and then we can issue you a new I-20 with an extended program finish date. Okay, and so that's very important. And so, of course, you cannot work off campus if you. That's like the worst thing you could possibly do, is working off campus without authorization. Which would, if it comes to our attention that you're doing this, or USCIS, then you'll be terminated immediately. And situation is really dire, so don't do that. And then yeah, I think those are the main things that you need to keep to think about to stay compliant. All right, so again, I'm just kind of reiterating these points because it's really important. To maintain your CVIS record, you definitely need to report any kind of address change if you change your major. Look, people change their major all the time. I changed my major 5 times at university. So if you change your name, you get married or whatever, then you need to report those to us, and then we will go into CVIS and make those changes for you. Okay. And then again, of course, you must maintain full-time enrollment, extend your I-20, CPT, OPT authorization. If you apply for CPT, then we will provide a special I-20 endorsed CPT, I-20, same with OPT. And then before you leave the United States, to re-enter the United States, you need a travel endorsed I-20. And so that would require you contacting us, and then we will sign on the back of your I-20 the travel section, and that is good for 1 year from the signature. So you don't need us to sign it every time you leave the United States. And in fact, you only need the travel endorsed I-20 to re-enter the United States. You don't need it when you exit the United States. So a travel endorsed I-20 is, again, good for 12 months. And so how do you contact us to get all of these things, to update us and all of this information? Well, we have a very robust list of forms. And so at any time you can submit a form for CPT, you can submit a form for travel authorization, for a change of date, for F2 dependent, and the list goes on and on and on. So open up this QR code on your phone and make a note of all of the forms at Avila University for international F1 students. I think they're getting close to 20 or so. And so typically you'll fill out the information in a form, and then our team will respond to you somewhere between 24 and 48 hours with the requested documents. And then, of course, we also have, when you're graduating, you would like to invite family members to the United States for your graduation, commencement. We have form letters for that. Excuse me, OPT forms, many others. So take a look at that. That's one of the most critical instruments for communication with our office. Okay. And so again, if you are going to, you need a program extension. If you are getting ready to, you need to apply for your program extension at least 30 days before the I-20 end date on your I-20. Okay. So, it's not uncommon to have an extension. It's quite normal. In fact, I think I read that like 80% of students don't finish within the timeline of their program duration. So just let us know well in advance, and we'll get that taken care of. And again, you can submit the request through the forms link that I just showed you. The same with the change of major, or if you sometimes lose your I-20 or you're transferring to a different school. Those are also forms that we have available for you in that QR code at our International Program Services forms site. Okay, now, so kind of changing gears here, health insurance is mandatory for all international students in the United States. And so at Avila University, we have really affordable, excellent healthcare. And so it's $600 per 6 months. So how healthcare works is it starts January 1st, your healthcare started on the 1st, and then it is good through July 31st. And so, and then August 1st through the next year, you'll have another payment. So, so if you would like to learn more about the health insurance, I'll show you that here in just a second, but we also have counseling and mental health services available at Avila University. Everything is available online. And then academic support services and career services, they can always help you online. Just email the relevant people. I'll show you here in just a second who to contact, and they can help you with any sort of support services you need for mental or physical health. So the insurance, our insurance providers, Luremark Student Health Insurance, and they're really, really responsive and really excellent. And so I've sent all of you an email this morning. So if you already have health insurance that you think qualifies for insurance waiver, then you might not have to pay that $600 for health insurance. However, that's not determined by Avila University or me or anyone at Avila. It's through the Luremark health insurance. So look for that email that I sent everyone this morning, and then if you would like to apply for a waiver, then you really need to contact them today. The email that I listed there, highlighted in the email, and then they will need you to supply a few documents showing what healthcare you currently have, what your existing healthcare, and then the deadline for you to apply for the waiver is on the 10th. Okay, so that gives you about 7 days to apply for this waiver. But they're very responsive, and so you should hear back from them. And so for those of you who will have Luremark health insurance, if you go to YouTube or you go to search for Luremark student insurance, there are a lot of instructional videos. This is Ami. She was an international student from South Africa. She did a series of these international student health insurance videos, and she lived here in Kansas City. And so here is, you can print your ID card if you'd like. It's very simple if you'd like to carry that around with you, or just take a screenshot if you have it on your phone. Personally, I like to have the print card. Maybe it was because I was born before 2000, so I'm becoming ancient. Or sometimes my phone battery dies and I don't have that. I can't locate my photos and stuff. Probably also because I was born before 2000, but I just like to have that physical card. So that's not a bad idea if you're in some sort of accident. Sometimes people can't open up your phone and find your screenshots for you. So this is the Luremark student insurance portal. So you just you can sign into here. You can everyone has a student login, so you can look at your student health insurance, and there's so many videos, really great instructional videos on how to use this health insurance. So basically, and this health insurance is good across the entire United States. And so you can search for Luremark if you get a cold or are feeling unwell. Then you can search for a hospital near you that, or a Minute Clinic, or I think CVS uses all of our health insurance. You can see someone at CVS for free using our health insurance. So so you would log into Luremark, and then you can search for somewhere near you that uses Luremark health insurance. And if you have any questions, you can email Ben Gillespie, which Tracy mentioned earlier, to assist you, and he will help you to the greatest of his ability, really almost any time to help you. Okay, and so we also have a lot of other kind of ancillary benefits from our health insurance, such as scholastic emergency services. So if something really horrible and terrible were to happen and you were to die, then there is insurance that will help to return your remains to your home, and it would be of no cost to your family. So mention that to your family, and just let them know. No need to worry them and scare them really badly about this, but it's also very important information for them to have. So it's kind of a grim talking point, but I had to bring that up anyway. And then we also have the teledoc. So if you would need to talk to a certified doctor, you can call this number. And we have TELUS Health and Together All Online Community. So there are a lot of different services that are available through your health insurance at Lower Mark. Okay. Now, since you are new international students to Avila University, my office, International Student Programs, has created a series of webinars. So you can open this up. A couple of helpful ones are for you, since you are low residency students, would be, of course, the health insurance seminar that Ben recorded for us. So he goes over in more depth about the insurance. So you can open up this QR code on YouTube. I think we have a series of about 10 videos. There's also one about graduate students panel about how to be successful in graduate school. I think that's a really helpful video as well. And so take a look at those. There's some by, I think Jaime has one, academic advisor, the director of graduate programs. So check that out, and there are others. So yep, check those out when you're like exercising at the gym or something, or on a walk. Watch one of our videos, or you're flying onto a low residency or something. Okay. Now, right. So, time flies, and then after a couple of years, you'll be graduating already from Avila University. So once you graduate, you'll have a 60-day grace period to either depart the United States or apply for OPT. All right. Or you can, of course, transfer to another university and start a new academic program. I myself have 2 master's degrees, my graduate degree and my PhD. So I was in school for like 20 years. So I know it's quite common to be in school for a very long time. So yeah, it's perfectly normal. So once you graduate, you'll have 60 days to either depart the U.S. or apply for OPT or transfer to a different school. Of course, if you are doing OPT, all of you will have 12 months to find a job. And so then you'll have 90 days once you get your OPT card, your authorized work in the U.S. card. You have 90 days to find a job. So you'll get your card first, then you'll find a job. And then, of course, once you find an OPT opportunity, if you're a STEM student, you'll have the option for a 24-month extension. And so these are the current policies for OPT. However, I've been reading recently about the new administration making some changes to OPT, but I don't think that that's going to be possible. But we'll see. So right, and so questions. Let me check the chat. Okay, looks like chat is good. All right. So again, this is the policy on. I just want to reiterate this because this is one of the main issues that we see, and this rarely happens. It's only happened a couple times that I can think of where a student missed a residency and we had to terminate them. So again, you are required to attend all residency sessions, and so you need to let us know 3 days in advance if you are going to miss one of the residencies because of an emergency. And any unexcused absences you'll be terminated. And I mean, we can try and help to reinstate you, but if it's not warranted, if you weren't maintaining your full-time enrollment, which means attending residencies, then yeah, you'll be terminated. Now, Tracy mentioned it earlier, these very gentle reminders that that you definitely have to attend residency. And I don't think I can make it any clearer for you, so I'll just keep moving. So we do have updated guidance on traveling outside the United States. So open up these QR codes in your phone and have a look at them later. We have, you really can only leave the country after the end of your semester. And so if you leave the country during the semester, then you will need to request a leave of absence. So if there's some sort of emergency and you are required to leave the country, then you need to let us know, and it's one of the forms that you can fill out. But you can't just leave the country during study, because especially with the new administration, when you try to re-enter the country, immigration officers at the port of entry are going to ask you, why are you leaving the country during during the semester. And so that's actually a violation of your F1 status studying outside the United States. Okay, F1 students must maintain full-time enrollment inside the United States. You're not allowed to take online classes outside the United States. Okay, so you can request a leave of absence. And so if it's less than 5 months, then we can help you and you can maintain your status. If it's longer than that, then you'll need to have an academic withdrawal, and then we will be able to, you can come back to Avila and we can issue you a new I-20, but we will have to reinstate you. Okay, so do check out those. Again, I think this is mostly for those students wanting to do on-campus work. So this is our CPT process. So open up this QR code, and Monica has a lot of information for the CPT process. So open that up, especially, and if you're wanting to do CPT for Spring 1, then you definitely need to contact Monica as soon as possible, because the process takes about a week to get it rolling, and it's very important that you get on that as soon as possible. Otherwise, you'll miss the deadline. And then again, some of the primary contacts for IT help, student accounts, and DSO, me and the DSO are here. And then of course, you need to pay your fees as soon as you can. And yep, so this is a link. So on campus, we have a Center for Success. You can check it out. There are a lot of online and virtual services that can assist you in counseling and academic advising and so forth. And here's a list of some of our library resources, as Tracy showed earlier. I think one very important one for graduate students is the middle one there, called JSTOR. So JSTOR, Avila University pays a lot of money to this academic database of academic journals, professional journals, and different in all of the areas. So used to be a library was filled with academic journals from business, from sociology, from psychology, from marketing, like all of these journals, but now they're all online in JSTOR. And so definitely access that when you're looking for professional resources to cite in your research papers for your classes. Okay, and if you want to be really cool, you can just search for JSTOR topics in relation to things you're interested in, and then use these professional articles to help for you to become more knowledgeable in your area. And so I think JSTOR, I'm in love with JSTOR, if you couldn't tell. So counseling services, we have a lot of counseling services. Of course, you're going to face homesickness, you're going to be stressed out, you're going to have anxiety. And I mean, these are very common, okay, for university students in general. So definitely you should reach out to Joshua, Dr. Joshua down there at the bottom, and he can schedule a virtual appointment with you. He's fantastic. Love Joshua so much. And so he, because the whole point of you attending university is to kind of stress yourself to become stronger and better. Okay. And so, yeah, it's going to be stressful. Exams are going to push you to the edge. So definitely, you know, you don't have to do it alone. You can reach out to Joshua, and he can give you the professional advice from a doctor on how to face these issues with techniques and professional techniques that can assist you in overcoming those things. Okay, so yeah, reach out and seek help. Of course, we have online tutoring available. Brain Fuse is a great one, so check that out. And we will, of course, provide this video for you. We're recording this video, and we can provide it for you at the end of the session. And we have a writing center. So as Tracy mentioned earlier, Tracy Jones, that you will need to write your own papers, okay? And so part of becoming a good writer is getting assistance from, of course, your instructors can help you to help you edit your writing, but I think they would prefer that you reach out to the Writing Center for a virtual appointment, and they can assist you to learn about how to become a better writer, and then you can learn about those things from writing help. Right, and so this is one thing I want all of you to do as well. One more QR code here. So all of you have a complimentary Wall Street Journal subscription. So take your phone out and open up this QR code and sign in. And so what you do is, I think the Wall Street Journal is like $11 or $12 a day for the Wall Street Journal, and you can download the app and sign in. And so then you can have the Wall Street Journal on your phone. And so every day I look at the Wall Street Journal I read all of the headlines. I mean, even if you downloaded the Wall Street Journal and you just scrolled through and didn't read any of the articles in the Wall Street Journal, you would still be like 1,000 times smarter by the end of your degree, just having looked at what's going on in the world. Okay, but I think you will, be drawn into some of these articles inside there. Is particularly for all of you who are graduate students, you need to be reading the Wall Street Journal every day. That's my advice to you. And so I think that kind of concludes my session. Let's see. Let me check.
Andrew, can I mention a couple of things?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I wanted to mention one thing about insurance. Make sure that you can access your card, print your card, have your insurance information ready before something happens. All the time I get emails from students. I'm at the emergency room. I don't know how to download my ID. That's not the time to figure out when to download your ID. So make sure, do it now before something happens so that you're ready when you need that information. That's really, really important. The second thing I want to mention is for those of you, I see lots and lots of questions as usual from those of you who are not yet enrolled. All right, so we have a whole process here. There are lots of things that need to be completed before you are ready to enroll and you go to an advisor and you're enrolled. If you have not yet been contacted by your advisor that you are enrolled in the program, you need to contact, if you have any questions about the process, contact International Admissions. I'm putting this right here in the chat again. Avila International App. That is the only contact, if you are not yet enrolled, that is the only contact you need to be in communication with. Do not send an email copying 20 different people asking about your CVIS or your I-20. 19 of those people cannot help you, all right? I cannot help you. You need to contact admissions. They are the only contact that you need to be in communication with. Nobody else can help you. In terms of your login credentials, when you are marked as enrolled by your advisor, then your application is complete, you're ready to enroll, your advisor will mark you as enrolled, then your login credentials will be generated. All right, they will not be generated before that. So if you have not been contacted by your advisor to let you know that you're enrolled, you do not have credentials. So don't email us asking for your credentials. You need to be contacted by your advisor that you're enrolled first, okay? So again, your only contact is International Admissions if you're not yet enrolled. So please, just contact them. Okay, I think that's it. Guys, I'm sure your brains are full right now. I've shared, that's okay. All of this will make sense as you go through the session in the semester, so don't worry about that. We're all here to help you. Andrew's here to help you, so contact us if you have questions. I've shared the presentation slides in the chat, so my part of the presentation is there for your reference. I think Andrew's going to share the video and his presentation as well.
Right, everyone. So Happy New Year. Thanks so much. We're so proud of you choosing Avila University. We love helping you and assisting you to become your best self and achieve your dreams. So should you need anything, please reach out, and wish you all the best this semester. And we'll see you again real soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Welcome.